In March 2016, an adventure began to brew. 2 Australians and an Englishman would sail from the Bay of Islands, New Zealand, across the South Pacific Ocean to Fiji. A sailboat named the Interlude 3, owned by Tasmanian Fletcher Still, is a comfortable and fast 54-footer. Fletcher is a sailing veteran, having undertaken many voyages, and has an admirable amount of sailing knowledge. Cameron, Fletcher's best mate from high school days, spent time working on the sailboats in Early Beach. And then there's myself, a filmmaker with no knowledge of boats, the ocean, or how sick I was going to get. Moored in Opua port, we spent a week preparing the boat for the voyage. The port was busy, the majority of the vessels seemed to be heading towards Fiji, with the intent of giving aid after Cyclone Winston. Sea Mersey had a fleet of around 10 vessels heading to Fiji's eastern Lau Islands, which were hit the hardest. The crew would help with the post-cyclone destruction. We had the same idea in mind and liaised with Sea Mersey to see how we could get involved. Fletcher had been studying the marine forecast, and it seemed that an appropriate weather window had opened up for us to set sail.
Well, we're just coming out of Opua, so we'll cruise through the islands, and then we're on a 1,250 mile journey on the Big Blue Highway.
Just want to get some miles behind us and make our way to Fiji, quick sticks really. So.
Have you done much sailing before?
Yeah, I've done a bit. Up on the Whitsundays, it's all obviously a sheltered reef out there, so it's a lot different to this. It's probably not as, doesn't get as rough. You sleep in the boat, but it's all sheltered. We're here after about another 10 miles, we're straight on the heads and point us in the right direction and bring it on really. First fish.
Shortly after cruising out of the bay and into the Big Blue, the trawling line struck gold, catching us a beautiful tuna. Although fish are cold-blooded, the flesh straight from the fish was almost warm. It tasted delicious, and with a touch of soy sauce and wasabi, it was the dream.
The winds here probably 15 knots at the moment, and we've got a full mainsail, full jib, and we're going quite sweetly at about 6 and a bit knots.
On day 2, still not far from New Zealand, our good luck continued. We stocked up with enough fresh tuna to last the whole journey ahead.
How's that? We had a northeasterly gale last night that we rode out quite nicely. It wasn't really a problem for the boat handled it very well, tossed us around inside.
Yeah, everything's expected. We've had the rain, we've had the waves, it's a bit slower now, died down a bit, but I think we're lacking a bit of wind. We're about a third of the way to where we need to be, I think roughly, so still got a few nights in front of us. The weather's warming up in the t-shirt. The last couple of days have been big wave. The last couple of days it's been pretty chilly up here, but now we're getting through it and see little bursts of sun.
Anyway, now we're back on tracks see it slowly. We're waiting for this swell to die down, and we'll put up some more sail and get a bit of speed out of it. We're only doing about 4.5 knots at the minute.
It's day 6 of our sailing adventure, which makes it the 12th of May. It's about 6:30 in the morning. The weather is lovely now we've hit the tropics. There's not much wind at the minute. We've got a very calm northwesterly wind of maybe 5 knots, which means the boat's been running on her engine for last night and yesterday, because yesterday was very calm, very glassy ocean. So we've just been moving at about 3.5 knots. We're about 280 nautical miles from Manurva Reef, which is stop 1, just over halfway from New Zealand to Fiji. Yesterday we had a handful of tunas, which were just casually swimming around the boat. We didn't catch any, we just let them be. Last night in particular, the stars were unbelievable. Too many shooting stars to make a wish for each one, so yeah, marvelled at them. Haven't seen stars like that ever, I think. And on a note of total isolation, we've not seen anything, any boat, any plane, any movement other than our boat in the ocean for a good 4 or 5 days now, not since day 1 out here. I noticed when I was out at sea, with the strangeness of being so isolated, yet so free, I was engulfed by the vastness of both space and motion, and it became the little things that would make me happy. It was the ability to do things slowly and consciously, with almost total disregard for time. On the 6th day of our voyage, we arrived at our midway destination, Manurva Reef. The Manurva Reefs are a group of 2 submerged atolls located in the Pacific Ocean south of Fiji and Tonga. The reefs were named after the whale ship Manurva, which wrecked on what became known as South Manurva after setting out from Sydney in 1829.
We're going to make a spaghetti bolognese. So it's easy.
We just
want to eat and go to bed. This sauce has been in the boat, look at it, it's been rolling around in the bilge of the boat for years.
It's a half pack of penny.
I think the date's rotted away.
A little bit off the side, yeah. How is it?
It's good.
The next day we left Manurva Reef with the South Pacific on our side. We cruised at over 9 knots for several hours. This was the most sailing progress we had seen throughout the whole trip. 1/8 of the way there in 4 hours was one conclusion we came to. As we drew closer to Fiji, the outer islands began to emerge on the horizon. Before long we were sailing between these beautiful islets, such as Lamiti, Levuku and Koro Island. Having spent 11 days with no sight of land, now with the sun bearing down creating sparkles in the ripples of the water, it was exciting knowing that we'd soon reach our destination of Savu. It was clear Hurricane Winston had hit hard, with immediate sightings of destruction along the coastline. The Kusto resort, which lay just ahead, around 5 miles from the port of Savu, was clearly heavily damaged, with collapsed buildings and uprooted trees.
Yes, good afternoon, yes, we copy. We just arrived here in Fiji. We require clearance, and also we'd like a mooring, please.
Having successfully passed the clearance inspection, we spent the afternoon reorganising, cleaning the boat and drinking a well-deserved beer at the marina. The following morning we made our way into town. First stop was Savu Market in an attempt to restock some fresh food and find out what goodies the locals had to offer.
Is it cassava a Fijian name? Tapioca. And this is a traditional Fijian vegetable, like sweet potato. This is a staple of not just the Fijians but the Tongans as well. In more recent times you can make chips out of it, but like same as potato, a little bit firmer but very delicious. Can we buy, say, 2 pieces of that size? Easy. You pandanus leaves.
Pandanus leaves.
You dry them.
Dry.
You boil them.
Boil it and dry.
And dry it.
It will take for 1 week to make it dry, really dry.
And in Tonga, they soak some in the ocean. You do this as well?
Yes.
To make it white, bleach it white.
Oi, us we soak some on the mud water.
Mud water.
Mud soil.
Yeah.
Mud soil. It will becomes black.
Yeah. This is for the
Yeah,
living
the
room.
black one inside.
For a family.
Yeah, for family, for your.
Ah, there's the black.
I'm sorry.
Yep. And how long would this take to make?
It will take. It will sit with 3 ladies, maybe 2 days or 3 days finish.
I think that's for grinding your herbs. Don't know. Ceremonial kava bowl. So you mix your kava, and with a coconut shell like this is how you share the kava in the kava ceremony. Drinking out of the shell.
We have, in Fijian ways, we should have 1 kava bowl like that at our place, in one house.
In one house.
Because if a visitors come, we should use that if they want to drink raw.
150. Okay, deal. So we now got a kava bowl for the boat.
Go see the kava lady?
We'll go get some kava.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
See you again.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
That's good stuff. $2 bag.
$2 a bag?
Yeah. In the kilo is $50 kilo.
$50 a kilo.
Yeah, much better to take your bag.
Okay, can we get 5 bags?
Man.
5 bags of that?
No, don't make it full. Just make it 1.5 liter or 1 liter. You know, less water makes it thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much better you put just a small amount of water. You know?
Can you tell us, we are going to some villages and we'll need to make Savu.
Yep.
Can you tell us about that and tell us what we need?
So you need this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So they're gonna pound it themselves. You
Yes.
know, in the Fijian village, it's really odd when you just take the pounded ones. This is the right stuff to take to the. You just go and give it to the chief in every village. You know, in every village there's a chief. So you have to present it to the chief, and the chief will just tell you everything and give you anything you want. So
Okay.
this is a service. It's like a passport to the village.
Passport to the village. We'll take 5 of them
Right.
as well.
What is that? Lima.
Alright, Vanaka Vaka level.
Queen Nakawaka level. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Vanaka.
When visiting Fiji, you'll find yourself taking part in many a kava ceremony. It is an important aspect of visiting any village, and it is customary to present a gift of your kona, kava root, to the executive head of the village. The process of drinking kava goes like this. Clap once with a cupped hand, making a hollow sound. Yell bula,
Come on, Charlie.
drink in 1 gulp, and then clap a further 3 times. Once you drink kava, you'll probably feel tingling and numbness in your tongue. Kava is a very mild narcotic and is known to make people feel relaxed.
It's not the tastiest stuff.
You're guaranteed to have a good night's sleep after a couple of high tides, and you'll wake up feeling well rested and energized, or so they say.
Voila.
Fijian people are known to be the happiest on the planet, and somehow people think that the carver may have something to do with that.
Today is Saturday, and the market will be busy, so that'll be good fun.
Among the hustle and bustle of the Savu market, we've met an American Peace Corps worker named Eric Spindleman. One thing led to another and invited us to join him and a few friends on their journey back to the village they were living in. We accepted Eric's offer and jumped in a taxi, bearing some fresh groceries and kava for the chief. We began making our way out of the city and into the Fijian countryside. The village of Lakeba is located east around the coast from Savu.
Junior works for US Aid or US Peace Corps, as it's called, and can you tell us about what you've been doing?
Yes, so I'm in the United States Peace Corps. I'm in Group 92, Fiji. I've been here for about 9 months now. It's been in this village here for close to 7 months. In this village, I'm a secondary school teacher. I also do a lot of work with the youth and a lot of work within the village with the maramas, the old ladies. I do a lot of work with the kids. Hurricane Zina just happened about a month back, and that one was pretty hard on our village. We had a lot of extreme flooding. A lot of the bank of the river was eroded. We lost a bridge again. It's the second time since I've been here, which I just lost it right before I actually came, so it's been 3 times already in under a year. And it's become a real point of concern. We do fix the bridge pretty quickly after it falls, but it's an entire couple days process. It takes every single person in the village. It's kind of beautiful because everyone comes together, but it's really tough on everybody. The real biggest problem is I'm concerned for the safety of the village, because here in Fiji they don't totally trust when someone tells them that a storm is going to be bad. They say, we've been through many storms, no problem. But during Winston is when we really realized we have a problem, because they all got stranded on this side. The water the current was too strong. No one could cross the bridge because the bridge was shaking back and forth. No one could take a bili across.
So you need the bridge to be able to evacuate people to the higher ground from this part of the village up into safety.
Yeah, our evacuation center is across the river. So even more than just needing a bridge, we need some sort of mode of transportation that's going to be reliable when there's a crisis. So the U.S. Peace Corps, we have our own grant, and it can fund a pretty substantial project. But I don't have the expertise to build a bridge. That's where I really need a professional engineer.
So you need a design to be able to withstand a storm and a flood, but still be able to get people across the water to safety when that is required.
Yeah. I need something reliable.
All right.
Well,
let's go.
And last night, what we started, the whole sort of conversation started about obviously a bridge and engineering and how to make a bridge that can be dismantled or can withstand it. So what you've got now, you've got the funding or a percentage of the funding, and we're just looking for someone to come up with a design or a way that we can, get these guys across the other side in case of another hurricane or another severe incident at the village, that you can get them people across safe.
Well, we have plenty of older women on this side, some women over the age of 70. We have a bunch of babies here. We have 2 pregnant women. We have a newborn on this side. It's not safe and it's not fair. They need something so that they can provide their family safety as well as themselves.
I'm 5 years old.
It is truly beautiful seeing the happiness and sense of community among the village. Everyone joins together to play rugby, football and volleyball and live in great harmony with one another. It soon came to our understanding how most evenings finish in the village, with a heavy kava drinking ceremony. The people of Lakuba village invited us to join them with hours of drinking and great Fijian music.
It probably will.
Sulu on. It's not very neat, but what to do. How to dress in all your Sunday best.
The true nature of the Fijian people shines through with their endless kindness and generosity. Majority of villagers don't own many belongings and food is scarce. They make the most out of what they can grow on the land, which includes pumpkin, watermelon and starchy vegetables such as cassava, which is similar to a potato. Fletcher, Cam and myself were blessed with the hospitality fit for a king. Sunday is church day. Around 70% of indigenous Fijians are Methodist. They spend a few hours on Sundays reciting readings, singing and sharing community news. Unfortunately, we weren't able to film inside Lakuba's village church. However, rest assured the service was quite spectacular. After 2 nights in the village, our time had come to an end. Regardless of how brief, it was inspiring to share the love the Fijians here share with one another, and to learn about such a different way of life. If we could be as welcoming to one another from different races, genders and backgrounds back at home, perhaps we too could be just as happy.
Hello. This is the second part of the aid that Sea Mercy sent, which we're going to take with us today to THBD. It's got rice, it's got clothing, it's got some sanitary items, baby formula, everything that's in need. Yeah, buckets, which are very useful to the islanders. Yeah. So we're going to load it up, but there's a mouse in some of this stuff, so we have to go through it because we can't have mice on the boat. So that will take a bit of time. I'll pop the next bag on there.
Currently the villagers are rebuilding with salvaged material and makeshift temporary dwellings with no allowance for water catchment. There is no water sources here. They receive a water truck which fills containers.
You said there were goat tracks around THBD?
No, that was Coro. But as they are the last village, often they don't get enough water. The quality of the water is mostly poor and diarrhea is common. The water was tested and found to contain bacteria and fecal matters.
Sailed right through the night and arrived here just at the foot of Paradise Resort, which was also destroyed in the cyclone, so there's a bit of construction work going on here. This mooring will ask permission to stay on whilst we do our work here. I'll go ashore now and find them and have a chat to them, see if they can give me a bit more information on who's in need of aid immediately so we can get distributing it.
My name's Alan Gordon. Me and my wife Terry Gordon, we own and operate Paradise THBD. We've been in, which is in Fiji. We've been in Fiji for 15 years now, and we bought this place, which was an old backpackers 10 years ago. It used to be called Susie's Plantation Resort. And we spent about 4 years building it and then running it as Paradise Taveuni. And then just recently, on the 20th of February, we had Cyclone Winston came through Fiji, and the eye of the storm missed us by about 6 kilometres. Our resort had 17 rooms. All 17 rooms was destroyed. Our main complex was destroyed. Our dive shop, our 3 dive boats, absolutely everything that we owned was completely destroyed. The wind did a lot of damage. I don't know how strong the wind was. They say that it was the strongest one in the South Pacific. But as the cyclone was coming through and the wind started to change with the high tide, the swell and the waves is what did all the damage. It was basically like having a tsunami after a tsunami after a tsunami just coming up from our cliff edge and hitting the resort and bringing debris and everything and just taking everything back out into the ocean. For the first week, well, for the first 5 days, there was no communication. We didn't know if the rest of Fiji had survived, if anyone was alive, like we just didn't know. After 5 days, we got telephone communication, found out that basically we were the worst hit, the south end of Taveuni. And we were basically in shock. We didn't know what we were going to do. It's hard to see everything that you've worked for destroyed in a few hours. So then in a week we decided, we looked at what we had, what our options are. Fiji and Taveuni is home, like we don't have anything else anywhere. Our kids were born here, our kids have been raised here. This is home. And so we decided to rebuild. We spent 2 full weeks just cleaning up so that we knew exactly what we had to start with. We didn't know what we had to start with. And so then we started to rebuild, and what you will see and what you've seen will show you what we've done. The main reason people come to Taveuni is for the diving, and Rainbow Reef was not damaged at all, which is fantastic. Our reef, like in front of the resort, was damaged, but the amazing thing that Mother Nature is doing is rectifying that. And whereas we never used to have any soft corals in front, it all used to be hard corals, now we've got vibrant soft corals growing. We've got so many fish, which is just unbelievable, and we don't know why, you know. But the whole seabed has changed, and it's changed, I don't want to say for better or for worse, but in a different way. So instead of all the hard corals, now we've got all the soft corals growing, which is great. So we're open for business, and you know, Paradise, if you have a look online, everyone has said that what made Paradise is our staff, and all of our staff have been here working. This is their livelihood as well, and we just need people to come here, and the staff are here ready to welcome everyone.
These filters, which are like a $10 item back in Australia, and that is what the village that we're going to needs to get their water maker working. The water maker turning their salt water to fresh. But we're going to go do that, get that thing working for them, and then we're going to take all the aid that we've brought over from Savu ashore here, and a lady called Julie, a local saint, who has offered the next 2 days to help us distribute it around to the villages. So she'll drive us from village to village, and we'll drop off what they need, which will be pretty exciting for us. Fun at school. And look,
There, Charlie's on the front.
there you are, Charlie. Oh, that was Prince Harry.
Bye guys. Thank you.
So you lost your house. This was your house.
This was the one we just built after Winston. This was the whole house.
Everybody's living in little lean-tos, so they just have taken whatever scraps they could still salvage, because most of it was destroyed.
Yeah. You built this? Yeah. Oh man, good job.
How's your water situation right now?
But it depends. When it rains, we get the water. But otherwise, we go up to the 3 springs we have.
See, they're lucky because they have a small spring over here.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
Nobody else has that.
Otherwise, we have to depend the waters from the government. But they stopped delivering the waters now.
I came on Fletcher's boat. He has a sailboat, so he's anchored out there. So this stuff came off of their boat to give to you. We would like if you could share this with the other folks on this side of.
I'm just explaining.
Okay.
Thank you.
Naka.
Naka. One day.
Well, the lady's not here, so I'm just going to leave it here for her, but this is her house. She lost her house and she's a widow, so...
No sense of it, no income or...
Yeah, she's got children to look after, so it's not a lot of people helping her, apparently.
The wind is getting very strong, and it's coming from this side there. I was still inside when all the thing was bust. It just came out. It was really strong, getting stronger and stronger every minute. So the time I took our house right out, and all the thing left inside is ourselves. And we ran outside, get shelter under those some big trees lying down there for more than 6 hours there. Fine.
So you built this?
Yeah, me and my husband.
You and your husband built this after the cyclone? Wow.
Hey! Don't do that.
Okay. Well, I think you've done a very good job, hey?
All the houses went down, like 14 houses completely destroyed.
Only 2 left?
Yeah, only 2 left.
One survived, only this one, and those 2 partly damaged. All the rooftop went out.
Yeah.
We take shelter inside the tank. It's a funny. We take shelter in that tank during the Winston concrete tank. Filled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tank, cement tank. All these people that were here, they went inside the tank.
Take it down. When we take it down, when we start the machine, one machine was working well and one was slowly.
We need to get them set up now and running now.
Okay.
Because it's very important, because inside here,
yeah,
you need water all the time.
Yes.
Water all the time, all the time. If it stops, you get
stuck.
Mold.
Or mold, yeah.
Yeah.
Flop, flop.
why don't you just see if you can recall the process I told you. Changing. Okay? But we'll fix that.
With the pump successfully set up, helping to provide the villagers with fresh water cleverly filtered from the ocean, we were able to return to the interlude moored at Paradise Resort, feeling blessed we were able to lend a helping hand. With the trolling line deployed, hoping to catch dinner, Cameron decided to abandon us for the stand-up paddleboard. Having spent 4 days in Taveuni, the first leg of our journey drew to a close. We set sail late afternoon to cruise through the night back to Savu, where we intended on stocking up with food, fuel and water before setting off on our second leg of the adventure, the Lau Group Islands. The Lau Islands southeast of Taveuni felt the full force of the hurricane and were most in need of aid.
We're on.
There he goes.